Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the latest episode of Outcast, All Alone Now. So, I overall enjoyed this episode because we kind of got more interesting looks at kind of what's going on in the town and kind of what we're dealing with the threat of these demons or whatnot. So, it kind of began with seeing this kind of double date going on where this married couple set up the husband's friend with another friend. And they're doing bowling, and the single guy is starting to feel a little bit weird and saying some actually hurtful things to his date. And we could kind of tell that he's discombobulated because he's trying to bowl and all just hitting gutter balls, and he's like, I don't know what's going on right now. So he drove home with the married couple, and they're like, oh, something is wrong with you. Honey, go out and get something to help him. And he's like shaking, and then we kind of get his point of view a little bit. His vision kind of changes, and he flips, and he starts going after the wife. And it's like he's trying to rape her, but he's also kind of trying to eat her to a degree as well from what was going on in, like, how he was going into her mouth. It was really kind of weird and intense how he was, like, fighting her in fashion and everything. So the husband comes home and sees it, and it's a mess. Because then we flash back later and see that he's, like, was eating into her and stuff like that and doing all kinds of kind of nasty stuff because her body was just mangled. It was like, what the hell is going on with this? So he calls in Reverend Anderson and Kyle Barnes to kind of try and help his friend because he knows that this isn't his friend. And as they're on their way there, they're driving the car, kind of talking about what's going on. And Kyle's like, Reverend Anderson, why do you need me? And he like quotes from the Bible that it's kind of a buddy system. You need two to do this kind of thing. And right as he's doing it, he lost a picture of his son, and he was really freaking out and angry about it because it was like one of the only pictures of his son he had. And they drive off and they get to the prison and they kind of see what they're dealing with. And this is a different kind of demon than what they've been working with before with Josh and his mother and his wife. Whereas those tended to act more animalistic, this demon acted more on a kind of cerebral, intellectual level, trying to get under everybody's skin. He got under the cop's skin and everything. As they were going into the prison, the dude's like, you can't bring any of this in, like the cross and all that, because you can use it as a weapon. And the friend of the guy's like, no, just let it through. And comes back to kind of bite him a little bit later, because they're going through and kind of talking about stuff, and Kyle gets into it and kind of talking with him, and he starts to kind of get some stuff from this demon, because at first they didn't think there's anything going on, but then he kind of touches him and everything and starts doing it. He's like, oh, you're an outcast or whatnot, and it's like kind of bringing in the series and goes, ooh, what's this mean? What's this mean? Oh, haven't you seen that your family's never been really right? You're kind of alone all the time. You've lost friends and all this. And he's like, can you get rid of this? I was like, why would you want to get rid of it? It's a gift. And it was kind of interesting. It's like, we don't know exactly how his powers work. We don't know if it's good or evil or how it is tied to these demons. So he's kind of just pissed off a little bit and then was pretty much going to leave because he didn't think anything could really happen of it, because Reverend Anderson didn't want to talk to him and get information and do all that kind of stuff to kind of figure out what's going on. He wanted to get the demon out pretty much as fast as possible. And then the demon got under his skin, and we kind of learned a little bit more about Reverend Anderson, that he's lost his family, kind of similar to Kyle, and that he was doing his calling as a reverend and all that, and that really pissed him off, and he was like going up against him, and he ripped his hand through it was kind of nasty. He ripped his hand through a handcuff, and it pretty much had the cross to pretty much stab him through, but then Kyle got up and was like beating on him and trying to use his blood or whatnot. But it didn't work as well in this demon. He's like, more. We saw black stuff coming out of him, which we also saw from the Data dude, who we get to see a little bit more of him. We see him kind of doing stuff. We saw the razor, which becomes important, and kind of getting dressed and everything. And he coughed up some black goo. And that was kind of interesting because we knew he was connected to the demons, but this kind of confirms that he is possessed and he is actually really high functioning. So we'll have to see if there's tiers to these demons, if the ones that they've encountered so far have been kind of lower tier ones or more animalistic, and these are kind of on another level because they could not get the demon out of the white guy. And his friend almost suffocated him, and he's still getting under his skin, calling him a pussy for not being able to do it. And it's kind of interesting to see where that's going to go, how his powers affect these demons, how they're connected to these demons. And other stuff that we got going on was Megan and her husband Mark. Her husband Mark did more investigation of the crime scene, got a lot of forensic evidence, but the chief kind of shut it down and said, all right, put it all in my room, give me your report, I'll handle it from here. So he might be connected as well. This might be more than just chance encounters going around. So we'll have to see what's going on with that. And then there was another kind of weird plot with the wife, Megan, in that somebody had come into town and was like cyber stalking her or whatnot, or someone that she knew. We didn't get more into it because, I don't know, it just didn't seem to go anywhere at this point. We don't know much of what's going on, so hopefully we'll see how it connects to the overarching plot. But it started off with her and her husband kind of getting on. We were going to finish up later, but she saw the other dude in a flash of lightning and was like, oh God. And that turned her off. And at the end of the episode, we saw that Kyle's neighbor is dead. At first you would think it was a suicide, but then you see the same razor that the Data character, Brett Spiner, had been using to shave his face. So he's evidently going after people that are close to him. So we'll have to see what his endgame is and what his plans are for Kyle. So those are my opinions on the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.